Beauty and her father are not hungry, but they sit down and eat. Suddenly, they hear a loud noise.
"What's that terrible noise?"
asks Beauty.
"The beast is coming,"
says her father. Beauty sees the beast's ugly face and she is terrified.
"Oh, this beast is really terrible,"
she thinks. The beast looks at her and says,
"You're a brave girl."
"I'm very sorry about the rose from your garden,"
says Beauty quietly. The beast looks at Beauty's father and says,
"You must go away tomorrow and don't come back. Do you understand?"
Beauty's father looks at the beast and then at his daughter.
"Oh, Beauty,"
he says,
"please go home. Let me stay here."
"No, father,"
says Beauty.
"we must be brave. We're both tired. Let's go and sleep now. Tomorrow morning you can go home to my brothers and sisters."
That night, Beauty has a dream. In her dream, a good fairy says,
"You're a good girl, Beauty, and you've got a kind heart. You want to save your father's life. You're going to be very happy one day."
The next morning, Beauty's father leaves the castle. He is crying.
"Don't cry, father,"
says Beauty.
"Remember, I love you."
"Goodbye, dear Beauty,"
says her father. Beauty is terrified.
"The beast is going to eat me tonight,"
she thinks.
"I want to enjoy my last day. I'm going to visit the garden of the castle."
She goes to see the big garden and she is surprised. It is a beautiful garden with a lot of lovely flowers. Then she goes to see the big castle. She looks in all the rooms. On one door she sees this sign, Beauty's Room. She opens the door and sees a lovely room. There is a nice bed and a mirror on the wall. Beauty looks round and thinks,
"There's a piano and a lot of books for me. How strange! Perhaps the beast doesn't want to eat me tonight."
She takes a book and starts to read it. Suddenly, she sees these words on the pages.
"Welcome, Beauty. Don't be afraid. You're the queen here. Tell me everything you want."
"I only want to see my poor father,"
says Beauty. Suddenly, she sees her father in the mirror on the wall. He is very sad. She also sees her home and Hortensia and Rosalind. They are happy without Beauty.
"The beast is kind to me,"
she thinks.
"Why am I afraid of him?"
At 12 o'clock she has lunch. After lunch, she goes to her room.
"What a beautiful piano,"
thinks Beauty.
"I want to play it."
She plays some wonderful music on the piano. Then she looks at all the books in her room. Some of them have got pictures and others have not. She takes a book about flowers and looks at the pictures of different flowers. Then she sees pictures of roses of all colours.
"Now I want to go to the garden and look at the lovely roses,"
she thinks. She goes to the garden and stays there all afternoon. She looks at the flowers and feels happy. At dinner time, she sits down at the long table and then she hears the beast coming. She is terrified.
"Beauty, can I sit here with you?"
asks the beast.
"You're the lord of the castle,"
says Beauty.
"And you're the queen,"
says the beast.
"Can I ask you a question?"
"Yes, of course,"
says Beauty quietly.
"Am I very ugly?"
asks the beast. Beauty does not know what to say. She looks at him and thinks for a moment.
Well, yes, you are,
says Beauty.
but you're kind and polite.
The Beast looks at Beauty and smiles.
You're right. I'm terribly ugly, but I'm kind. This is your home now, Beauty. Please don't be sad.
Some men are handsome, but they're not kind,
says Beauty.
I prefer you because you've got a good heart.
Thank you, Beauty,
says the Beast. Now Beauty is not afraid of the Beast, and she eats a big dinner. The Beast looks at her and asks a question.
Do you want to marry me, Beauty?
What a question! Beauty is terrified.
What can I say?
Thinks Beauty. She is silent for a moment, and then she says,
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to marry you.
The Beast is angry, and Beauty is afraid. Then he goes out of the room and says,
Goodbye, Beauty.
Beauty spends 3 months at the beautiful castle. Every day she reads books and plays the piano. She walks everywhere in the big garden. She likes the tall trees and the flowers of different colours. She puts beautiful flowers in the rooms of the castle. Sometimes she makes perfume from the flowers. But the days are long and she is often lonely. Beauty often thinks about her father, her sisters, and her brothers.
I want to see my father again.
She thinks sadly.
And I want to see my home again too.
The Beast goes to see her every evening at dinner time at 9 o'clock. They talk about interesting things and are happy together. Beauty is not afraid of his ugly face now. Every evening, the Beast asks Beauty the same question.
Beauty, do you want to marry me?
And every evening, Beauty answers,
No.
One day Beauty says,
Why do you ask me the same question every evening?
Because I hope to hear a different answer,
says the Beast.
I'm sorry. I don't want to marry you,
says Beauty. The Beast is very sad.
But I'm always going to be your friend,
she says.
You're a wonderful friend,
says the Beast.
And you are too,
says Beauty, smiling.
I know I'm terribly ugly,
says the Beast.
but I love you a lot. I'm very happy with you. Please, don't leave me.
Beauty's face becomes red, and she is quiet for a moment.
In the mirror of my room,
says Beauty.
I see my poor father. He's sad and lonely. He thinks I'm dead. My sisters are married and my brothers are away. I want to see my father for the last time. Can I go and see him, please?
Yes, you can go and see your father.
Says the Beast.
But I'm going to be very sad without you.
Oh, thank you,
Says Beauty happily.
Please don't be sad, Beast. I'm going to come back in a week.
All right,
Says the Beast.
you can visit your father tomorrow morning. But remember, you must come back in a week.